tell me, how did you get into small millets?
Actually, before taking my, Moderna vaccine, one of my friend told me from Paramam Sivakananda Ashram that it's good to eat millets. So I was thinking of trying them just for the sake of it, not seriously. But within 3 weeks of her telling me about it, and then I bought pots and everything, then I took Moderna, and then I was completely bedridden with first shot of Moderna. And also they did another medical mistake. They gave me antibiotics thinking I have H. pylori. Um, that is a very high dosage of antibiotics on top of what I already was going through. So that made it even worse. I mean, they were giving a lot of medication. Nothing was helping. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I mean, I was eating 8 meals a day, 8 meals, literally, 8 full meals a day, because my body was producing that much of acids.
Hmm.
Yeah, still I was like, I lost weight completely. I was skinny skeleton. And then I started millets. So slowly I started being able to sleep for at least 4 hours in a row, 5 hours in a row. I have been on millets for 13 months now. Within 3 days, I could see the difference.
Yes,
I
3 days.
mean, my body was telling me, okay, something is improving. It might be 1%, 2%, but my body was happy when I'm eating ambalis. Oh, I ate 6 ambalis a day at one point. And then slowly now I only eat twice a day.
How long did it take for you to recover completely?
At least stopping medication. I started my medication in first week of April. And then I started my ambalis on June 2nd. And then by mid of November, I stopped all medication.
So, how did this group, Sustainable Living for All, help you? How did you connect with it?
Again, my friend added me to your group, and then she recommended and you added me to the group. Actually, I know I've cried a couple of times with you because I was losing hope. It was hard for me, and then you were always there for me. And then you also talked to Dr. Khader on behalf of me. I know I have so many texts in my phone that I sent you. Actually, for my mom, it's like a miracle. For me, it took a long time, 6 months to recover. But my mom, I think it was somewhere in September or October, she got hospitalized with an infection in her lungs. And they put her on severe antibiotics. First, they thought it was COVID, so it was not COVID. Then they put her on very high dosage of antibiotics, and she came home. She couldn't even walk. So I was pushing her. So one day, my daughter cried so much. Mama, are you going to die? Are you going to die? That's it. I think that made her to start millets. I think within 2 weeks, she's normal. I don't know. India has something in that, either in the air or in the foods that we get. Supply chain is not. They don't put it into a cold storage that much. You get fresh things. That could be it. And she didn't do any even the morning things. We take the kashayams, zero. She never did any kashayams. She didn't do 100% millets. Even today, she doesn't do 100%. Mornings, happily she eats white idlis, white dosas. She makes 1 cup of ambali in the morning, and then she eats a little bit in the afternoon and a little bit in the evening, along with white rice. My aunt says, oh my God, your mom became so active. She keeps on walking. She keeps on doing things.
You were mentioning about some friend of yours also who had vertigo, and right?
She completely recovered from her vertigo. She's in Hyderabad, Sri Devi. Now her entire family eats millets, not 100%. In India, they don't do 100%, but I guess that's okay too.
And but
there is another friend. She met Dr. Khaderwali and Dr. Sarla too. Radhika, she's from Dallas. She and I have similar problems. Yeah, for us, it's taking a little longer compared to my Indian family. If you are living in India, even if you do partial millets, partial ambali, you will come out of 95% of your diseases. I think I've seen it with my mother-in-law. US, it's taking longer. That's okay, but it is still there. There is hope. um, uh, now I don't have any fear. Oh, will I get? I mean, before we used to have fear. Oh, do I get in my teams, every week one person goes on leave saying he got this cancer, she got that cancer type of. Now
Wow.
I'm like, oh, okay, at least I have hope. I'm eating, so hopefully 99.9999% I'll be.
Before starting the way of living, 2 years before, 2 years ago, I used to feel tired, fatigued, and used to have constipation, and all these small issues that would come up. And even at work, I would not feel up to the mark of fully energetic. But once I started having these millets, all that's gone. And I also lost about 15 pounds of weight, just have changing to millets and walking 35 minutes a day. And also I enjoy eating them, they're so delicious. It's just that we have to learn to make different things. I even make dosas from millets and they taste delicious. I love and I like what Dr. Kadarwali is doing. This is his selfless seva, going around teaching us the importance of changing into this new habit of having millets, and all those issues are gone. I'm always energetic. I'm running about the whole day. I work the whole day from morning 4 o'clock to night 9:30, but I don't feel tired. Thank God, there's a huge difference I feel in my health and my inner being.
Thank you for this, having this, agreeing to this conversation. And we had a webinar, I remember last time with you, where you shared your experiences going drug free, medicine free, chemical free for your problems, primarily thyroid condition.
Thank you for giving me the platform to share my experience. So it's about almost 25 years back. I mean, like you're talking about 1996, when I was first detected with an underactive thyroid,
Okay.
which means, I mean, I was told that for the rest of my life, I'll have to take medication. And I started with a dosage of 50, around approximately 50 mcg.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I mean, this is something normal. I mean, if the doctor says they know better. And so I started on that and religiously took the medication for every day. I mean, whether I'm traveling overseas, going to India, it doesn't matter. I never used to miss that. And over time, every year, I used to get myself tested. And then the only thing that was happening was that the dosage kept going slightly higher. And I, of course, used to read up on how we can go medicine free, but I didn't know what path to follow. The one fortunate thing that happened was, I mean, Dr. Kadarwali came to the US. I was convinced that what he's saying makes perfect sense, and I'm ready to start this because he had so many examples. I mean, like and whatever, like I just had the feeling that what he says will work. The key thing that was started it was going with Dr. Khadar's protocol in terms of the millets.
Right.
And so I followed that religiously. He gave me the drive to kind of like embark on this journey because it is not easy to get into that because you cannot work with your doctor for this, right? I mean, you had to kind of go on your own because if you ask your doctor, can you reduce my medication? They will not agree to it because they have to go by what their system says. In September 2020, I just plunged and I said, okay, that's it. I'm not taking any medication. But I was confident at that point that things are working well.
I wanted to share with you that when my daughter Monica was pregnant with her second child, she was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, and we had to make some drastic changes for her so that she doesn't have to start taking insulin. And for the first week, we struggled with her normal diet in terms of whatever she was eating, trying to manage her carbs and her numbers and pricking. And she had to take her blood every day, 3 4 times in a day, to figure out after every meal what her blood sugar is. And this was too painful for me to see. Um, in the meantime, I remember Dr. Khadr Ali was having a Zoom meeting, thanks to Chavi. She had organized one of those meetings, and I wanted to make sure I show up. At that time, I was able to ask Dr. Khadr about my daughter's situation, and he explained the protocol with diabetes. Following the protocol, we were able to completely get away from pricking her fingers after trying for 1 week and seeing that really it's keeping her blood sugar under control. She doesn't need to really prick every day once she knows what she's eating is not increasing her blood sugar. So we were able to stick to the millet diet. And when she went to Kaiser and they were asking her, if she had any records of her blood sugar to show, and she said she had it from previous weeks. And so she brought that data and they said, "You're not doing your blood sugar anymore." And she says, "You can figure it. You can take my numbers right now and see if I need to check my blood sugar every day." And they asked her and they said, "What are you doing? And should you be talking to our nutritionist?" But they thought that she was being defiant by not taking blood sugar, because this is going to affect your baby and you're going to have such a huge baby, and we will have to break the shoulder bones of your baby if you do not uh, take care of your diabetes. And she says, "But I don't think my blood sugar is out of control." So they checked and they said, "What are you doing differently?" And then she said that only carbs I'm eating is pretty much millets and what other vegetables and fruit she's eating. Thanks to Dr. Kader Wali, my daughter's blood sugar was not out of control through the whole pregnancy.